Hi, in this video I'm going to talk a little bit about how to perform mindfulness whilst we run, and to give you a little bit of a background as to how I came about producing this video in the first place. It is now the 9th of November, and here in England, in the UK, we have just gone into the second round of lockdown due to the coronavirus pandemic. And back in the end of March, beginning of April, when we had the first lockdown, I asked my newsletter subscribers and runners that I was working with how I could perhaps help them. And based on the feedback that I received, I created a 7-day Mindful Running Challenge. And I put that out to all my newsletter subscribers, and it was free. And we did that for a week. It was live at the time, and every morning I did a Facebook Live and let everybody know what the Mindful Challenge for the day was. And before they started, I actually created 4 videos and put it online so that they could get the basics about what mindfulness was, why it is important and why it's useful to us as runners, how to do it, and what the challenge itself would entail for the next 7 days. And that third video I mentioned about the how is what's going to follow me talking now. And I've put a link below this video where you can sign up for the challenge. It's free. All you need is to put your email in so you will get the daily email reminders, and then you could go through the challenge as it suits you. Okay, so let's get to the how video. In this lesson, I'm going to outline the how to practice mindfulness. So, first, a quick recap of what mindfulness is. It's primarily about the being fully present in the here and now, wherever you are and whatever you are doing. Studies using a self-reporting app have shown that on average, people spend about 50% of their day thinking about future or past events. And remember that we cannot physically be in the past or in the future, and we cannot directly influence them either. And spending too much time ruminating and worrying about your past or future can lead to increased stress, anxiety, and depression. Mindfulness helps us avoid those pitfalls by bringing our awareness back to the present with focused, curious, non-judgmental acceptance. And I will emphasize this last point again because it's really important that we accept whatever is happening in the present, even if that is physical discomfort, pain, or some emotional turmoil. Mindfulness is not about just trying to think happy thoughts and stopping or blocking out any negative bad stuff. And perversely, trying to do that will lead to a prolonging of the discomfort, whereas accepting it will allow it to dissipate more quickly. So mindfulness is a very simple practice. But as with so many other things, it's not easy. I mean, running a marathon is simple. If you boil it down to the bare nuts and bolts, it's just a case of putting one foot in front of the other as you're running until you've covered 26.2 miles. But anyone that has ever run a marathon, and especially if they try and race it to the best of their abilities, will tell you that it's not easy. It takes practice to get anywhere near proficient with mindfulness too, but you can see the benefits relatively quickly as long as you're consistent. So, how do we root ourselves in the here and now then, and stop our minds wandering to other things, whether in the past or the future? Well, we do it in the same way that we stop a ship or boat drifting away from port. We use an anchor. Metaphorically, obviously, you don't need to carry an anchor around with you. That would certainly wouldn't improve your running performance in any way whatsoever. And the best anchor I have found is the breath. Breathing is something we generally take for granted and don't pay much attention to. But it's fundamental, it's a necessity, and a constant in every present moment. From the moment we are born to the moment we die. We never stop. Unless we're underwater, obviously. If you're a free diver, you'll have to find a different anchor. Breathing is also closely tied to the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. So focusing on your breathing can help calm you if you have some form of heightened negative emotion as well. And paying keen, focused attention to your breath is a great place to start with mindfulness, whether you're sitting, standing, walking or running. But it's not just about the breathing. With mindfulness practice, it's good to engage all of your senses by listening to the sounds around you, feeling the warmth of the sun on your face or the breeze against your skin, feeling things in contact with your body, your clothes, a chair, the ground under your feet. And you can apply these things to your runs as well, whether you're out in the countryside or in the town. Focus on things like smells and taste. And yes, you can taste the air. And if you don't believe me, you can try running past the sewage works after a heavy rainfall. Yummy. So look at and really take in the detail of some aspect of nature or other object if you're in town. And as well as focusing on external factors, we can also examine our internal sensations as well. So our heart rate, our level of fatigue, any tension, ache or pain in our muscles, our thirst, are we thirsty or not? Also, our thoughts and emotions as they happen, and whether or not it is any of the sensations we've been noticing that have triggered them. So practicing mindfully, consistently, can lead to positive change, as we've said before, especially with regards to anxiety, stress and overwhelm. And that's it really, that's the end of this lesson about the how to practice mindfulness, though I will be providing a bit more detail when explaining the individual daily challenge activities that will be set from here on in. But for now, bye-bye and happy running. And if you find this video useful, then please give it a thumbs up, because all those likes do actually help this channel in terms of its exposure on YouTube. And if you have any questions about mindfulness and running, then please post those below this video and I will reply to them as soon as I can. And subscribe and click on the notification bell, and that way you'll be notified when I next publish a video to YouTube. And until my next video, happy running.